Azawa Mikanek Ikwe Indigenous, Ila Barker Indigenous. Hi everyone, my name is Ila Barker. I'm an inPath artist, singer-songwriter, producer, and recording artist based in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Today we're going to take a quick look at opening up Logic Pro, your digital audio workstation, and we're going to go through the basics of starting a brand new project. So first thing you're going to do is open up the program, locating that icon. We're going to get that loading. And it's going to ask us right away what kind of file we want to start with. It's going to ask if we want to do a software instrument, an audio file, guitar or bass, drummer, external MIDI. So we're for sure going to start with an audio file, which is an easy one to start with. And just a quick note, if you're using your MIDI keyboard, make sure that you're loading that up as a software instrument. It can seem like you should be using an external MIDI, but that won't give you any signal. You got to go through software instruments. So we're going to start with an audio file though, and we need to have it coming through input 1, which my microphone is on right now, and the audio input, you're going to select outputs 1 and 2. So that it's coming through your studio monitors. It'll automatically have input monitoring and record enable selected. That's cool, leave those on. And it'll ask you how many tracks you want. I just want 1 track for now, so I'm gonna leave it at number 1, but I could put as many as I wanted. I'm gonna press create, and there is our audio track. So automatically it's monitoring, it's actually coming out of the speakers right now. So I'm gonna turn off this orange eye, and that's going to stop it from monitoring out through the speakers, because if I do that for too long, it's going to start creating feedback and it might blow my speakers or make a really unpleasant noise. I'm also going to click this red R that's blinking and just leave it as a plain red R. So the first thing you're going to want to do as soon as you come in for the first time is locate up here your quick help button. As soon as I turn that on, I'm going to have little yellow sticky notes all over my screen telling me what things are. And now if I hover over anything, it's going to give me a quick description of what that does. So for example, my record button, play, stop, forward, rewind. Here's our count in, so that when we start recording, it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 before we actually start recording. My metronome so that I stay on time, my key signature. Let's change that now. Actually, one of the first things we want to do is set up our track. I'm going to make that an E major. Cool. What's this? Time signature display. So 4 times. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I like that. Here's my tempo display. So that's how fast the song is going to be. 120. That sounds good. I have my main volume up here and my volume fader, which is the individual tracks volume. You can mute tracks if you don't want to hear them when you're working on other things. You can solo tracks so that you only hear what you want to work on. Your record enable, input monitoring so that it's coming through your speakers, or if you have your headphones plugged in, it would come through your headphones. And loop browser button. That's the other thing we're going to look at today. So I'm going to turn this off for now. And the first thing that I want to do is actually start this project properly by saving it. This is super important. It takes a lot of computer power to run this program. So you want to make sure that you save your project from the get-go so that you're organized and so you don't lose anything. So let's call this Beat 1. April 10th is today's date. I'm going to save it on my hard drive, which we talked about last time. And I'm going to save it as a folder so that it'll be its own project as soon as I open up my drive. Save. Awesome. Beat 1. Now, I want to try out some of the loop packs that's already here. So they're organized by tempo, beats, and key. So I'm going to click tempo so that it goes into organizing it that way. I'm going to find something that is 120 beats per minute. You can see down here, there's almost 23,000 items in here. It would be near impossible to actually hear them all. So there's tons of stuff that's automatically included that you can go through to start finding ideas. Essentially, these are chunks of different noises and sounds that you can use in your projects to get yourself started. You click on them, they're gonna audition for you. I like that. Cool. So I like that one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag that to the start of this audio track, and there it is. It's given me 4 bars. It's automatically named the file for me, but if I wanted to rename that and call it lead guitar instead, all I would do is double click right there, type in what I want, click away. I'm going to turn on my loop, which now, instead of it just playing and playing and playing and playing until end of time, it will only play these 4 bars. Cool, I like that. I'm now going to add in some drums. I'm going to play the drums myself on my MIDI keyboard. So I'm going to select a new track, a software instrument, create. It automatically goes to piano, but I'm going to change this by sliding over in my library. I'm going to go drum kit. Let's try retro rock. That sounds cool. Cool. So I've got my MIDI keyboard set up. It automatically maps the whole thing to the different keys, to my pads. Cool, let's try that out. So I'm going to press return, or I could press this to go back to the start. And I can press record right here, or I can press the letter R on my keyboard as the short. Cool. So I really like the first 4 bars that I did there. Or pardon me, the first 4 notes. So I'm actually just going to drag this over and just keep that. Cool. Now it's not quite in time. I don't have the best timing sometimes. So what I'm going to do is come over here to Quantize. I'm going to quantize it to the quarter note. And what that does is it's sliding it actually onto the grid. It's snapping it on time. Cool, that's better. I like that. So I'm going to duplicate it by clicking the track, pressing Option, sliding it over. Click, Option, slide over. That's a little bit of drum we've got going there. I'm going to add on some vocal now. So I'm going to click New Track again. I'm going to go Audio, Create. Oh, there it is. I love vocal. And I'm just going to play around and try something out. Click that red R. Back to the start. Record. Oh, no, no. See how that sounds. Oh, no. I don't quite like the ending of that. So I'm going to redo it. I'm going to select the track. And I'm just going to press delete on my keyboard. And does it want me to delete it? Yes, I do. Cool. Back to the start. Let's try one more time. Press R. Oh, no, no, oh. Cool. So that's kind of the basic introduction to Logic. We have a loop that we've been working with. We tried out our MIDI keyboard and we laid down our first audio file. My name is Ila Barker. Check out the other inPath artist tutorials at inpath.ca and stay tuned for more.